Miyamoto Musashi wasn't just a swordsman, he was a master of the mind. In a world obsessed with controlling others, Musashi's philosophy was simple: control yourself first. True power comes from within. Mastering your mind means understanding your emotions, your impulses, your fears, and choosing discipline over chaos. It's not about perfection, it's about awareness. In this video, we'll explore Musashi's timeless wisdom and how it still applies today. Because the hardest battle you'll ever fight is the one inside your own mind. Self-mastery is not an overnight achievement. It takes daily decisions, quiet reflection, and brutal honesty with oneself. In today's world of constant noise, mastering your mind starts with learning how to be still. Musashi's philosophy teaches that clarity comes from simplicity, not from doing more, but from being more intentional. When you stop reacting impulsively, you begin to respond powerfully. Self-control creates freedom, the freedom to choose your own path regardless of your emotions. Musashi didn't just fight battles with a sword, he fought them in his thoughts, his beliefs, and his actions. Mastering yourself means letting go of ego and recognizing that your worst enemy often lives in your own head. It means choosing growth over comfort, again and again. When you master yourself, you stop chasing validation. You start living with purpose. Chapter 1. Discipline over desire. Musashi believed discipline wasn't punishment, it was liberation. He famously lived with few possessions, slept on the floor, and trained relentlessly. Why? Because desire clouds judgment. In modern life, we're bombarded with distractions, dopamine hits, fast pleasures, endless scrolling. But discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. It's doing what's right, even when no one's watching. Musashi's discipline wasn't just physical, it was mental. He didn't allow emotions to dictate action. He practiced detachment, not from care, but from chaos. In a distracted world, that's rare power. Discipline builds trust with yourself. It proves you can rely on you. It teaches you that pain is temporary, but regret can last forever. When you're disciplined, you don't wait for motivation. You act from principle. You stop negotiating with weakness. You rise early, you stay focused, you follow through. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Discipline isn't glamorous. It's quiet, consistent, and often uncomfortable. But it creates results when talent alone fails. The disciplined person walks forward when others stop. And in that persistence lies transformation. Chapter 2. The Power of Stillness. Musashi often spoke of being like water, calm, flexible, and powerful. Stillness is not laziness, it's control, it's awareness. In stillness, you observe without reacting. You see clearly. In chaos, stillness is your superpower. When others panic, the still mind sees opportunity. When others lash out, the still mind chooses restraint. Stillness allows you to respond, not react. It gives you space between emotion and action. It's where reflection lives, and reflection leads to wisdom. Most people fear silence because it reveals truth. Stillness teaches you to be at peace in discomfort. It builds resilience because it separates pain from panic. Musashi trained his mind to be calm in combat and calm in life. Stillness doesn't mean doing nothing, it means doing what matters with intention. It's the foundation of every decisive action. When you cultivate inner stillness, the outer world loses its grip. You're no longer a slave to impulse. Stillness lets you listen to your intuition. It sharpens awareness, and in that awareness you find your true self. Chapter 3. Death of the Ego. Musashi's greatest opponent wasn't a swordsman. It was the ego. He warned against arrogance, overconfidence, and the illusion of superiority. The ego wants to prove, the master wants to improve. Ego blinds us to feedback, humility, and growth. It turns life into a competition instead of a journey. Musashi rejected the need for recognition. He focused on self-mastery. Letting go of ego doesn't mean weakness, it means clarity. When you remove ego, you stop comparing and start evolving. You act with purpose, not pride. You're free to fail, learn and adapt without shame. Ego thrives on control and appearance, not substance. It resists change and fears vulnerability. But real strength comes from facing your flaws. Musashi's discipline wasn't about looking powerful, it was about being powerful. Ego says, I'm already good enough. Mastery says, I can always be better. Ego defends, mastery refines. When ego dies, truth is born, and truth is where transformation begins. Let go of needing to be right and seek what's real. Chapter 4. Strategy is a way of life. Musashi wrote the Book of Five Rings, not just as a guide to swordsmanship, but as a philosophy for life. He believed strategy applied to everything: business, relationships, self-growth. Strategy is not just tactics, it's vision, awareness, discipline. To live with strategy is to live deliberately. Most people drift. The master moves with purpose. Musashi studied his opponents deeply, not just to win, but to understand. Understanding yourself is the first step to understanding others. A strategic life is one of clarity, not chaos. You don't waste time chasing what doesn't matter. You align actions with values. Strategy also means patience, timing, knowing when to act. Musashi didn't rush, he waited for the perfect moment. Strategy teaches you when to fight and when to walk away. It's about efficiency, not effort. It's not just what you do, but why you do it. When you master strategy, your life becomes intentional. You become the chess player, not the piece. You choose your battles. You learn from every failure, and you never move without meaning. To master yourself is not a one-time decision, it's a lifelong path. Musashi's teachings weren't just about winning, they were about becoming. Discipline, stillness, humility, strategy. These are not just warrior traits, they are life traits. In a world of noise, chaos, and ego, Musashi's voice still whispers, control yourself, and you control everything. Mastering your mind means mastering your reactions, your fears, your desires, your purpose. It means rising every time you fall and never letting weakness win. Because true victory isn't out there, it's in here. If this resonated with you, share it with someone walking the same path. And subscribe to MindShift Playbook for more deep dives into timeless wisdom and the psychology of strength. Your mind is a weapon. Train it well.